This video is for anyone who's starting a food truck, anyone that's running one and you're struggling doing it, and any designer quietly watching this thinking, yeah, I've seen this before. I know what's coming up. I've been here before many a times. Most food truck owners think branding is something that you do after you start your food truck. Today, I'm breaking down branding for a food truck the way it actually works. Not the trends, not the Instagram or social media aesthetics, and not theory. This is real world branding. Branding for your truck that's sitting in that parking lot. By the end of this video, you'll know whether your truck has a branding problem or a thinking problem. Now let's clear something up early before we even get to the nitty-gritty of everything. Branding is not just a logo. It's not just colors or fonts. Some people may even think branding is just what you see on Instagram. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. Now, the things that I just named are the ingredients, but they are not the meal. If branding was just a logo, every truck with a logo would be successful. But guess what? They aren't. Branding is how someone recognizes you, understands you, and trusts you without talking to you. If someone has to stop and squint to figure out what it is that you sell, your branding has failed already. Here's the reality that most owners don't design for. You should be designing so people can see your truck from across the street. If they're walking through a parking lot and they're distracted, but they're still capable of seeing what it is that your truck offers and your truck from a distance, this can really help, especially if they're hungry. And if your truck stands out and there's 5 other trucks or however many trucks around, then you've created a good brand design. This means that they don't have to study your truck or scan your truck to see what it is that you sell or what you provide. By doing this, your customer has about 2 to 3 seconds to make a decision. And those decisions are things like, what do you sell? Is this legit? Or is this even for me? If your brand or your truck can't answer these questions in a few seconds, guess what the people are going to do? They're going to go ahead and walk by. It's 3 reasons why your food truck fails. And reason number 1 is they copy what's already existing. Owners tend to scan Google. They scroll through for about 5 minutes and accidentally build the same brand as everybody else. The dangers of doing this is you end up with the same colors as other trucks, the same fonts, the same flame graphics, and the same vibes. And this truck may be selling barbecue, but you're selling sandwiches or organic healthy meals. That doesn't really make sense. You want to make sure that your truck stands out. So the best thing to do would be to just stop trying to blend with what feels safe. Because trying to blend with for what feels safe actually makes your truck feel invisible, and you get lost in the crowd. Now, reason number 2 why your truck may have these issues is because you have no system. You may have come up with a brand, but you've done it quickly. You have a different logo on your truck, different fonts on your menu from the fonts that are written on your truck, then different colors on your social media, your Instagram, TikTok, and other social media platforms all look completely different. That's not branding, that's just confusion. Consistency builds trust, and that's what you're aiming to do. Inconsistency is always going to build doubt, and when you build doubt through inconsistency and things not matching up the way that they could and they should be, guess what? You're going to lose money and customers are going to walk away. They're not going to trust you. They're going to feel uncomfortable with the meal and think, hey, what's the problem here? Everything is all over the place. So I'm assuming the meals may be all over the place, which in turn changes their perspective about everything, and they're off to the next truck or off to the next restaurant even. Branding is not about what you like. It's about what the people remember. The real job of branding is very simple. It's this. You want to help your customer reduce decision making. And what I mean by that is strong branding already makes the people feel like they already chose you. They can see you from afar and they enjoy what it is that they see visually. They're usually locked in. Things that make this easy and not such a difficult decision for your customers is making sure that you have things like your name is clear on the side of your truck, on your menu board, or on your menu. The food type is clear. You want to make sure that the people know exactly what it is that they're getting when they before they can even walk up to the truck. They don't want to have to make a decision based on a 20-foot or a 3-foot view, and then they walk up on it and realize, oh, I thought I saw burgers, but this is a vegan truck. So make sure you have a clear visual identity. Clear visual identities lead to just a clear menu. If people feel confused, people tend to hesitate. That's not what we want. We want people to make quick decisions, or at least be able to make a decision a little faster than they normally would. Because you got to understand, they're hungry. They want to make sure that they get the best for their money. If they decide to hesitate, guess what? They're going to just walk away. So here's a simple system that every food truck should follow. Step 1, recognition before decoration. Your truck should be readable or legible before it's pretty. You want to make sure it has high contrast and no dull or dark colors, big lettering, and one clear idea. Make sure your colors are bright, not too bright, but you don't want to go with too many dark colors. Like, I always recommend trying to steer clear of the black sort of browns if you can, but if you can't, and that's part of your brand, for example, if you're serving coffee, then hey, what can you do? But you got to understand, you're not just selling food during the day. You're going to be selling at all times of days, and some people even sell at night. So it's going to be a little harder to see those black, browns, navy blues versus seeing the light blues, the yellows, things of that nature. But also, you always want to remember, with these bright colors, they are going to show dirt. So you're going to do a lot of cleaning, but sometimes it might be even worth it. Step 2, one visual anchor. Every truck has something that their customer remembers. For example, the shape of their logo or design, a specific icon or a character, like a lot of restaurants do, or a specific color combo. I know reds and yellows typically evoke hunger in people. So a specific color, or like I said, certain things, attributes, characters, icons, those are things that people remember, especially if they see it on social media and they see that icon as an avatar, or they see that logo on social media and then they see the truck and it's riding by or it's from a distance. That makes it a lot easier to make those decisions. But don't go with 5 ideas. Just try to keep it to 1. Step 3 is a clear menu beats everything. Your menu is your strongest marketing tool. With that being said, if your menu is confusing, nothing even matters. I've looked at certain menus, and even though the food smelled good and it looked good, the menu caused me to walk away, or it just made me a little bit overwhelmed. Try to keep fewer items on the menu. Stick to what you're specifically known for, and if you want to add something or change something, that can be an added bonus, which is a good thing. Just make sure the hierarchy is clear, starting with your best meals or what you sell the most, all the way down to new and things that you're going to try next. But again, lettering, hierarchy, spacing of your menu when it's designed means a lot. Don't go with the script fonts. Go with Helvetica or something your designer may recommend it. Don't try to go with pretty, because pretty isn't the best option at times. A clear menu is always going to sell more than a fancy logo. Now this section right here, this is going to be like the hard truth that a lot of people don't like to get into or discuss. This is the hard part that a lot of owners tend to avoid. If your truck isn't getting attention, it's not because of your food. It's simply because they just don't notice you. You're not putting yourself out there and making it easy enough for them to see what it is that you do or sell. Branding earns the first bite and your food earns the second. Just remember that. So before you redesign that logo again, or before you blame Instagram or the algorithm, or before you go in and try to redesign the graphics or the logo of your truck, do this one thing. Ask yourself, can someone understand my brand in 2 seconds? Especially if I'm parked across the street or across the parking lot. If not, then that's not a logo problem. That's a branding problem. So subscribe if you want practical branding advice that works every time in the real world. No fluff, no trends, just clarity.